Hello everybody, you're listening to Black America. I'm your host, Pastor Alfred. Black America is a series of broadcasts that is dedicated to inspiring, informing, and celebrating the Black community in America. The aim of the broadcast series is to bless America and Black America and ensure that the Black American community never remains the same again. The topic of today's broadcast is Black people who always have a good reason to not be successful, and I would like to say to you that Black people who always have a good reason to not be successful will never be successful. You see, that is something that is a fact. Let us look at the book of Proverbs chapter 22 verse 13. I'm reading from the ESV translation. The sluggard slays, there is a lion outside, I shall be killed in the streets. Let me read that portion of the scripture again. The sluggard says, there is a lion outside, I shall be killed in the streets. You see, this is the mentality that a lot of Black people have in America. And this is actually quite sad. A lot of Black people have this mentality that there is a lion outside, I shall be killed in the streets. A lot of Black people have been programmed and are still being programmed by this propagation of victim mentality, always bringing up slavery that happened thousands of years ago. And also there's even the nonsensical teachings of so-called systematic racism, in spite of the fact that there are so many programs that are always being introduced to aid and help Black communities. In addition to that, the mere fact that there are a lot of Blacks who are honestly successful and are doing honest things to make money and are advancing in their careers, that destroys every idea and every platform that the so-called topic of structural racism can have to stand on. You see, you must also even look at it this way. If you are claiming that there is structural racism, you are saying that there is a pattern and there is a structure to racism. That means that it is fixed, therefore you can beat it. And that is if structural racism were to exist, because you have put it as a structure and as a pattern. It has a pattern. If we are sure that, for example, there is a pattern in which rain falls, and rain is always going to fall from 8 a.m. to 8:30, then surely you should structure your life in such a way that you will not have to be caught outside during those periods, because there's a structure and there's a pattern to it. So if there is structural racism, let us assume that it were to exist. That means that it is actually good news, because now you know that according to this pattern, if you do this and do this, you will fall and you will fail. But if you do this and do this, you will win. For example, you know for a fact that if you decide to join a gang or if you decide to sell drugs, you would surely end up dead or in jail. That is a structure to it. It is not something to blame the white man for or to blame the society for. You see, you know that this is how this will end. So what do? You stay away from that and you do something else that is positive and helpful. You see, the problem with Black America is that there are so many people who are continually teaching of racism, like if it is something to be taught. You see, there are people like Minister Farrakhan with his Black Muslim movements that continually for centuries. So this is since Malcolm X. You see, this is somebody that was under Malcolm X, and now that he's in charge of the Black Muslim movements, all he does is teach people that the white man is doing this, the white man is doing this, the white man is doing this. When you go to a organization that says it is teaching you or helping you, and all they do every day is to tell you that the white man has put a barrier here, 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 and that is all you have known. How can you ever succeed? You see, black people who are always having good reasons to not be successful, you will never be successful. You always have all kinds of theories as to why you cannot succeed. The white man did this. The white man is doing this. Look at the way this is. I will never succeed. And this is something that even happens in Africa. You see, there are a lot of black people in Nigeria, for example, who their mentality is the politicians are stealing our money, therefore we cannot succeed. Nigeria is a certain way, therefore we cannot succeed. But you see, in the same Nigeria, there are billionaires and millionaires. There are people who are making a lot of money in that same country. Yet somebody, all they are saying is, politicians are corrupt. Politicians are corrupt. That is the same song that their parents sang. That is the same song that their grandparents sang. Now they want to sing the same song of politicians are corrupt. And that is now an excuse for them not being wealthy. And that is the song that they want to pass on to their children. So their children to sing that same song. The politicians are corrupt. The politicians are doing this. The politicians are doing that because of what the politicians are doing. And it is like a valid excuse that people pass on to their kids to explain their financial condition. If you could only take your mind off that, you will see that all around you is opportunity. Because you have to understand that anywhere there is an opportunity to help people, it just means there's an opportunity to make money. You see, because helping people is making money. You see, because as far as people are willing to pay for their help, or somebody else exists somewhere else that is willing to pay for their help, you can make money. In Africa, for example, Africa generates a lot of money in different ways. Let us say that there are a bunch of poor people in a certain area of Africa. They do not have money for your services. Let us say you create products that these people need, but they do not have money for it. Guess what? There are people in America and people in other countries who will want these people to have these products. So they can pay and they pay for such products. When you see a lot of charity organizations all over Africa, guess what? All of that is a financial business system in which Americans are paying. Even though I'm not trying to condemn the charity or anything, but I'm just showing you the business behind it. The Americans and white people and foreigners who have money, and even sometimes people within Africa who have money, are paying for all those free things that you are seeing those poor people get. But you can see the structure of the things. The people who are paying for it are not getting the product themselves. But you can see that in this way, these poor people in their poverty are generating income for the charity organization or for even a business organization. You can be a legitimate business organization and ask people to pay for things that poor people need. You have seen a lot of times in some businesses, in some malls, you see something like charity, a charity bucket or a charity basin that they encourage customers who came shopping to put a little something to help for one cause or the other. As a matter of fact, even when you shop online, you will see sometimes a notification in the shopping cart, round it up for charity. You see, so they want you to round up or add more to make your the amounts you are going to pay an even figure with zeros, you know, and that extra money is given to charity. So guess what? That is an opportunity for you to pay for what somebody else needs that they do not have the money to afford. But guess what? The business is making money. The business is getting the money, because once you round it up for charity, let us say that I own a restaurant and there are a lot of poor people in Africa, and I say round it up for charity. The money that you are giving me is the money that is used to create the food supplies and everything that I will send to Africans. So yes, they are eating in Africa, yes, you are sending money there, but yes, you are also helping my business grow. You are increasing the profits that I would have made, because now you have not just bought for yourself, but you have bought for those in Africa who need the money and who need the food. But I am the one that is being paid. So you can see that everybody is generating money, and even from the poorest of the poor, a lot more money can be generated. If somebody was, for example, going to a restaurant to buy food for themselves, they buy for only 1 or 2 people. But if you can appeal to them to help an entire village of Africans, there is no way that you can tell me that they will give the same amount. If it really appeals to them, they are not going to give the same amount. They are going to give far more, because now the people who have been fed are now more. But guess who is providing the products or the food or the service that is being offered? It is me. It is my company. So I am being paid from that. So the point of the matter is that you must understand that of a truth, helping people is equals to making money. There is no place in the world where somebody can be helped without money being generated for somebody. So you must really understand that. You see, so black people have no excuse. If you are looking around you and are seeing problems, anywhere there's a problem, you can solve that problem in a way that will put money in your pockets. You see, so actually you are surrounded by opportunities to be successful financially. You see, so your good reason to not be successful is actually what is your problem. There is actually a barrier that is in your mind that is stopping you from ever becoming successful. That is what your real problem is. A lot of black people need to stop listening to those who are always ever ready to give them good reasons of why black people cannot prosper. Black people cannot be successful because of this. Black people cannot be successful because of this. Your skin color this, your skin color that. White man this, white man that. Racism this, racism that. But there are people all around you that need help. That is money to be made. There are people who are the same skin color with you and have less education than you that are making millions and sometimes billions. There are opportunities all around you for you to be financially successful, but because you cannot see it, because you have programmed yourself and your eyes to keep seeing very good reasons why you cannot be successful, that is why you will never be successful. Even if God were to send an angel to bring you a truckload of goodies, you will not be able to see it and you will not collect it, because all you can see is that because you are black, you cannot be successful. That is all you can see. So I admonish you today to throw away that mentality. Throw away every good reason that you have for why a black man cannot be successful. Throw away all those things. Stop listening to people who feed you such ideologies and such beliefs. It is said that now it is looked at as being conscious. That is the word they call it now. For you to actually have this kind of mentality, for you to keep seeing reasons why black people cannot be successful, you keep seeing barriers in front of black people. That is all that you see. You do not see opportunities, and that is why you are where you are. You see, that is why you would actually never be successful, because all you see is barriers. All that you listen to and all that you think makes you intelligent is seeing barriers in front of black people. There are a lot of black people who have that mentality that a truly enlightened black man is a man who is aware of all the limitations that are before the black man. You see, that is a huge problem. And that is actually why you in particular will never be successful. Anybody that has that mentality, everybody that has those shades over their eyes, always seeing opposition to success because of skin color, when you are always saying that, that is how your life will be. You see, there has been this popular story about 2 frogs who wanted to climb a great height, and all the frogs couldn't except one. And later when they went to the frog who was able to climb that great height, and jump over it. When they asked him how he did it, they found out that that frog was deaf. You see, that frog did not hear that it was impossible to climb that great heights. Perhaps if that frog was not deaf and that frog heard that, it is impossible, everybody else has failed, that frog would also not be able to have succeeded. You see, so a lot of times what you believe, what you have been programmed to believe, is actually what will determine your outcome. So that is it for today. For more broadcasts like this and a lot of broadcasts on a variety of different topics, I advise you to go to pastoralfred.com. There you would find so much information and a great wealth of knowledge that will be a blessing to you. I advise you to also check out books that I already have published, and make sure you subscribe to pastoralfred.com. That's where you'll get alerts when new books I have are available. Once again, thank you and God bless you.